Hello, pembelajar online whom I love wherever you are. So today we will talk and discuss about definition of management, its nature and purpose. But before that, please subscribe, like, share, and also comment my YouTube channels. My name is Dadang Prasetyo Jatmiko. I'm a PhD graduate from Cardiff Metropolitan University in the UK, and I'm also an expert in financial area. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back after this moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most important human activities is managing. Even still, people began forming groups to accomplish aims they couldn't achieve as individuals. Managing has been essential to ensure the coordination of individual efforts. As society has come to rely increasingly on group efforts, and as many organized groups have become larger and tasks of managers has been rising in importance. The purpose of this presentation is to promote excellence among all persons in organization, especially among managers, aspiring managers, and other professionals. Management is the process of designing and maintaining an environment in which individuals working together in group efficiently accomplishing selecting aims. The basic definition needs to be extended. As a manager, people carry out the manager function of planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. Management applies to any kind of organization. It applies to managers at all organization levels. The aim of all managers is the same: to create a surplus. Managing is concerned with productivity, which implies effectiveness and efficiency. There are some managers that you probably know, just like Steve Jobs at Apple Computers, Billy Ford Jr. at Ford Motor Companies, Jack Welch at General Electric, and his successor, Jeff Immelt, and also Bill Gates of Microsoft. One of the most powerful managers is Barack Obama, the President of the United States. The previous. The Governor of State of California is also managers, and in some ways, so it is Pope Benedict XI, the head of the Roman Catholic Church, one of the largest global organizations. But middle-level managers and first-line supervisors also make important contributions to the goals of their organization. All do manage organization. We define an organization as a group of people working together to create a surplus in business organization, and this surplus is profit. In non-profit organizations, such as charitable organizations, it may be the satisfaction of needs. Universities also creates a surplus through generation and dissemination of knowledge as well as providing service to the community of society. And then we go to functions of management. Many scholars and managers have found that the analytic of management is facilitated by a useful and clear organization of knowledge. In studying management, therefore, it is helpful to break it down into levels of five managerials: function, planning, organization, staffing, leading, and controlling, around which the knowledge of underlies those functions can be organized. Thus, the concept, principle, theories, and technique of management are grouped into use five functions in this presentation. This framework has been used and tested for many years. Although there are different ways of organization managerial knowledge, most textbooks and authors today have adopted this a similar framework, even after experimenting at times with alternative ways of structuring knowledge. Although the emphasis in this paper is on managerial tasks that pertain to design an internal environment for performance within an organization. It must never be outlook the managers must operate in the external environment of an enterprise as well. Clearly, manager cannot perform their tasks well unless they have an understanding of and are also response to the many elements of the external environment: economics, technological, social, ecological, political, and ethical factors that affect their areas of operation. Moreover, many organizations now operate in different countries. Therefore, this presentation takes a global perspective of managing. Creative individuals greatly contribute to value creation. Managers are chains with the responsibility of taking action that will enable individuals to make their best contribution to group objectives. Management thus applies to small and large organizations, to profit and non-profit enterprises, to manufacturing as well as service industries. The term enterprise refers to business, government agency, hospital, university, and any other types of organization. Since almost everything said in this presentation refers to business as well as non-business organization, effective management is the concerns of the corporate president, the hospital administrator, the government first line supervisor, the Boy Scout leader, the church bishop, the baseball manager, and the university of president. And then we go to managerial function of different organization level. Actually, no basic distinction is made between manager, executive, administrator, and also supervisors. To be sure, a given situation may differ considerably between various levels in an organization or between various types of enterprise. Similarly, the scope of authority held may vary. The types of problems dealt with may be considerably different. Furthermore, the person in managerial role may be directing people in the sales, engineering, or financial department. But the fact remains that as manager all obtains result by establishing an environment for effective group endeavor. All managers carry out managerial function. However, the time spent for each function may differ. Then also, the relative importance of this skill may differ at various levels in the organization hierarchy. At the middle manager level, the need of technical skill decreases. Human skills are still essential, while conceptual skill gain in importance. At the top management level, conceptual and design abilities of human skills are especially valuable, but there is relatively little need for technical abilities. It is assumed, especially in large companies, that chief executive officer or CEOs can utilize the technical abilities of their subordinates. In smaller firms, however, technical experience may still be quite important. Then we go to the goals of all manager and organization. A non-business executive sometimes say that aims of business manager is simple, to make a profit. But profit is really one only a measure at of surplus of sales received over expenses. For many businesses, an important goal is the long-term increase in the value of their common stock. Michael Porter at Harvard University is critical about the emphasis of shareholders' value when he wrote that we lost sight of probability as the goals and substitute shareholders' value measured by stock price. This, Mr. Porter suggests, has destroyed many enterprises in a very real sense. In all kinds of organization, whether business or non-business, the logical and publicly desirable aims of all managers should be a surplus. Thus, manager must emphasize and establish an environment in which people can accomplish group goals with the least amount of time, money, materials, and person dissatisfaction, or in where they can achieve as much as possible of a desired goal with available resources. In a non-business enterprise, such as a police department, as well as in unit of a business that are not responsible for total business profit, such as an accounting department, managers still have goals and should strive to accomplish them with the minimum of resources or to accomplish as much as possible with availability of resources. Then last, we go to the characteristic of excellent and most admired company. In the United States, probably is an important measure of company excellence. At times, however, other criteria are also used that frequently coincide with financial performance. In their presentation in Search of Excellence, Thomas Peters and Robert Waterman identified 43 companies that they regard as excellent. In choosing the firms, they consider factors such as growth of asset and equity, average return on total capital, and similar measures. They also ask industry experts about innovativeness and companies. So, 2 years later, In Search of Excellence was published. Business Week took a second look at the companies that Peters and Waterman has considered excellent. The magazine surveys revealed that at least 14 of the 43 companies didn't measure up very well to several of 8 characteristics of excellence. 9 companies showed its great decline in earnings, while Peters and Waterman have been criticized in several respects, such as their method of collecting and interpreting the data, such as extensive use of anecdotes and quotation from leaders in the fields rather than using more scientific research sources. The performance review of the firms indicates that using more scientific sources may be not only transitory and that it demands continuing hard work to adapt to the change of the environment. So, today, that's all thing that I can present to you, and I hope this will be beneficiary for all of you. So, love you.